And for more tickets, get all your game day information and more. Right fielder, number 53, Adolis Garcia. Designated hitter, number 28, John High. Semi the Ragans number 3 is like to sign an auction looking at playing one late on 8-9 boys. Check out the great selection of autographed baseballs, jerseys, hats, and millions of liquidated purchase. Based on millions after the full game. You're still hungry after the game, Raising Cane's has launched their rollout, allowing customers to order pickup at curbside. Designated hitter number 28, John High.
So, how come you're throwing harder?
I feel like I put in a lot of work this offseason for, like hip mobility, scap stuff, all that. Did a completely different workout plan. I feel like I put on some good weight, put on from, I think last season, I ended the year at 203. I came into spring training this year at 215. So put on some good weight, got a little more flexible, stronger, that kind of stuff.
Did you feel like you needed to Try and go up a tick in velocity?
Not necessarily. Like, it wasn't like my goal was to, try to throw 100 or something this offseason. It was more of, I want to feel good, I want to be durable, and do what I can. So it wasn't like I was, out there hunting velo this offseason. It was more of trying to get us strong, stay healthy, and be ready for spring training.
But sometimes you don't go hunting for velo and you find it, and you can go 95 for a strikeout. That's not a bad thing.
Not at all.
What are you learning about yourself?
I mean, I feel like I have the same mindset that I had before. Like, all off season, my mindset was coming to spring training healthy, fill up the strike zone, go after guys, attack. Like, that's the biggest thing. So, I mean, velo's kind of a plus.
Like, the velo's up, but it still feels like the stuff is all just a little sharper, all of it. Is there a specific reason for that, or is that just the residual of everything?
I mean, that was obviously a big emphasis after last year, had my ups, had my downs, but big thing, like curveball was a big thing this offseason. Fastball command was a big thing. So it's just I worked on that a lot, and it's starting to show, I guess you could say. Like, it feels more comfortable.
Do you feel like you know what to expect now that you've had some experience in the big leagues, and that's kind of helping out?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I feel like that helps everyone. You get the experience, and you kind of know what to expect, where when you haven't been there, you've watched it on TV, and you know who the guys are, but you don't know exactly what it's like what it feels like to be on that mound facing those guys. So I definitely think it helps.
I'm not quite sure how to phrase this, but like, you look at this group of pitchers, and all winter I basically said, okay, here's these 5 veterans, right? They're healthy, they've got rotation spots. So how does Cole Ragans put that into his head and figure out what he's going to do in spring training?
Regardless, I've talked to all those guys. They're awesome guys. Come in with the same mentality as before. Like, just come in and try to do what I can to help the team, like, any way I can. So not really that signing those guys changed my mentality in any way.
Dustin, how's camp gone so far?
It's going well. It's been a lot of fun. It's sweet hanging around everybody and just learning a lot, taking it day by day, and having a lot of fun.
Being on the big league side, what's the biggest non-baseball perk? Is it the food? Is it just the extra space in the locker room? What would you say?
Extra space is sure positive, but biggest thing is probably just being around the older guys, just seeing what they do, how they go about their business, and just taking little things away.
Who are some of the guys that you've, in conversation, learned a lot from?
Couple guys specifically, Marcus Simeon and Brad Miller.
What about them have they been able to influence you and I guess your growth?
Just small things, like the way they go about their routines, or maybe just being in the dugout with them, just small things they do during the game, or just small talking baseball, and just being around them.
For you, we've seen you play the outfield, obviously first base. What's it been like for you, I guess, having to play multiple positions, and especially with the outfield, continue to get experience out there?
Yeah, no, it's been a task, but I think just showing versatility, it's a good thing, just being able to play multiple positions. It's not easy, but it's something I definitely think I can learn to do, be an everyday corner infield, outfield guy. But it's definitely good to know to play multiple spots.
What about Bruce Bochy? What's it been like being a part of a camp in which he's the manager?
It's been a lot of fun. You can tell he knows a lot about the game. So just whenever I can, just talk to him, take a few things away from him. He's definitely a great baseball mind.
Have you shaken his hand yet? Have your hands just been swallowed up by his hands?
Yeah, I thought I had a big hand until I shook his.
It's pretty nuts.
Yeah.
One thing that's, I think, been really neat for a lot of people is in the back half of games when the starters come out and guys like yourself and Evan Carter and Luis Angel Acuna are in there, you kind of take a look at the future possibly. Have you at all taken a second to look around and say, hey, we could be a part of the next wave of what this organization's all about?
Yeah, it's definitely a thought in our minds. We'll go out there, just play with the guys. I mean, it just feels like a game when we're out there. But it's nice to take a step back and just think about that.
Who's your favorite Dustin?
Oof. Growing up, Dustin Pedroia was one of my favorite players, so got to go with him.
I was thinking you'd either go with Dustin Pedroia or Dustin Johnson.
Dustin Johnson, he can sure hit a golf ball, but I'd have to go Pedroia on that.
What's your golf game like?
Non-existent. I mean, it's fun out there, but I'm not the best golfer.
Thanks, Dustin.